Hi everyone, today I'm going to talk about games I regret buying. And before I start the video, don't mind the crappy ASMR, it's by the joke because I'm making this for April Fool's Day. Because a friend of the channel, Logan McCarthy, we have a little bit of an inside joke and this is it. The first game I'll be talking about is the Marvel's Capcom Fighting Collection, and you might be wondering, why do I regret buying this game? Well, it's because I bought it on my birthday when I forgot I put it down on my list, and later realizing that someone got it for me. So here's what happened. It was my 22nd birthday and I saw this at Walmart for like 20 bucks and I figured, hey, I want this game and I have the money right now, so let's buy it. Plus it was my birthday and I wanted to splurge a little bit. Then when I got home, I realized that I forgot that it was on my birthday list and my dad ended up getting me a copy for my birthday. So yeah, I ended up having two copies for a little bit. Thankfully, though, I still had a receipt from Walmart and I returned it and got my money back. And the copy that I'm showing right now is actually the copy that my dad got me for my birthday. So overall, a happy ending, but something that I could, something that could have been avoided. The next time we'll be talking about the Sky is 7, and here's why I regret this one. I also bought this on my birthday. I forget which one, and you might notice the giant rip in it. Well, here's the thing. I really wanted this game and nowhere near me had a copy except for one place, and that was the only copy they had. So I was kind of forced to buy it because I didn't want to buy it online as nowhere online had it, and it was also not the cheapest online compared to buying it in a store. So I bought that one, and months later, in December, I went to Target and I saw they had a whole bunch of them in the clearance section. And when I went to go buy one, they all sold out. So I ended up losing my chance to get a cheap Disguise 7, well, a good copy of it for cheap. And I'm now still have the one that has the huge tear in it. I might just keep that one, but I haven't decided yet. The next game we'll be talking about is Bug for Sega Saturn, also known as the worst game I ever fucking played. You might be wondering, like, why did he buy it? It's quite simple. I was forced to buy it out of necessity. Because originally I was in the process of buying a modded Sega Saturn that could play Japanese games, and the only game I had at the time was a Japanese copy of Virtual Fighter. And right before I even won the bid, because it was a bid item, not something you just buy, I lost the bid right at the last second, and I was the winning bidder for multiple days, which left me really annoyed, and I had to buy just a regular Sega Saturn, which I am thankful for the one I have now because it was a smooth transaction and I love that thing. But I needed a game to test it because, again, I only have a Japanese game and it can't play Japanese games. So I went to my local retro game store and just look around, and they practically had zero Sega Saturn games. Just most of them were just sports titles. And like one game which I heard wasn't all that good, and I seen it and I had no interest in like playing it. But then I saw Bug and I knew about this game at the time, primarily because like it tried being Sonic and Steven Spielberg like talked about it, and not really knowing much about this game, I decided, you know what, let's try this. So I paid 30 bucks for it. Then when the Saturn arrived, my friend and I tried playing it, and we both fucking hated it, and he told me to stop playing it, but me being the masochist, played it to the very end, to my very dismay. So yeah, I only bought this game because I needed it out of necessity. It's time for the final game, and that'll be Bubsy 3D, and most of his stories weren't that bad. Well, Bubsy, yeah, I was being a fucking idiot with this one. So here's what happened. I learned about a new retro game store like 2 cities down from where I live, and around this time, I was hunting for multiple games that included this one, and I felt like being a masochist at the time, so I decided, you know what, let's specifically hunt this game out as a joke. So I went there, and I saw they had a copy of Clockwork Knight, and I decided, hey, that's cool. But then I also learned that there was another retro game store nearby, and I figured, hey, let's go check that one out real quick, and if I don't see anything, I'll come back for Clockwork Knight. So I went down to that retro game store, still in mind, just looking around and Buzzy being the main item because I don't know why. And when I went there, the first game I saw was Bubsy fucking 3D. And I was so mad at myself. I'm just like, you gotta be fucking kidding me. So I decided to just look around. Nothing really much, but they did have two other games in the Dreamcast section, that being Shenmue and Crazy Taxi. Yeah, the story keeps getting worse. So I know what? let's look online to see how much this game is going, because if it's cheaper online, I'll buy it there and not in store. It was somewhat cheaper in store than online. So I'm just like, you gotta be kidding me. Like, I came there with this game in mind, kinda hoping not to find it. And now I'm gonna be passing up Clockwork Knight because of this. So, me being the dumbass that I was, went up to the counter and bought Bubsy 3D and passed up Clockwork Knight at a different store. And to make things even worse, another retro game store I like to go to that they actually now recognize me at, and I befriended like one of the people who work there. I told him this story, and he was so disappointed in me when I told him that I passed for Clockwork Knight, because he loved that game, and that's one of the games that he's been wanting me to play. So yeah, I bought Buzzy 3D and passed up Clockwork Knight along with Shenmue and Crazy Taxi as possibilities. So those are all the games I regret buying. Some of the stories weren't that bad, while the last one, yeah, I was a complete dumbass. But oh well. But hey, like, lesson learned, I guess. So yeah, but otherwise, I hope you enjoyed this video, and I hope you enjoyed this crappy ASMR.